Good evening, everyone. Welcome to my new podcast, Things That Never Happened. Bedtime Stories for adults who need therapy. Today's story is called The Manasaurus Rex and How He Became Extinct. Scientists recently uncovered the fossilized remains of a creature known as the Manasaurus Rex. Now, unlike regular dinosaurs, the Manasaurus Rex didn't spend his days hunting for food or defending his territory. No. He spent most of his time trying to impress the femidactyls. Femidactyls were flying female dinosaurs known for their intelligence, emotional maturity, and ability to spot nonsense from 3 continents away. The Manasaurus Rex, however, believed none of those things mattered. Every morning he would wake up, roar into the mirror made of fossilized ego, and say, "You know what? Self-improvement sounds disgusting. And exhausting. I think I'll pass." Then he'd go stand in front of a volcano and rate femidactyls based on the angle of their wings. The femidactyls hated him. Not because he was ugly. Nobody really knew what he looked like. He hadn't bathed since the Ice Age preview tour. His entire species believed deodorant was government propaganda. Now, nearby lived several other dinosaurs. The Brachiosaurus, the Ghostodon, and the Commitment-Pterosaps, and the Situationship-osaurus. Together, they formed a herd known as the Red Flagosauruses. Every weekend, they would gather around a giant glowing fern and exchange terrible, horrible dating advice. One would say, "If she asks where the relationship is going, tell her you're focusing on yourself." Another would say, "If she communicates her feelings, disappear into the jungle for 6 weeks." Then everybody would clap. Even the ferns. The ferns were idiots. Meanwhile, the femidactyls were building cities, discovering fire, inventing emotional accountability, and creating universal health care. The Manasaurus Rex called all of that doing too much. One day, a femidactyl named Sherwing looked down from the sky and asked, "What exactly do you contribute to society?" The Manasaurus Rex thought about it. And then he said, "I own 3 cool rocks." Sherwing immediately flew into another dimension. No, not because she was impressed. She just didn't want to hear the rest of his story. Now, eventually, something strange happened. The male dinosaurs began disappearing. At first, nobody noticed. The Ghostodons were first to vanish. Then the Situationship-osauruses. Then the Commitment-Pterosaps. Entire species gone overnight. The Manasaurus Rex became concerned, mostly because nobody was left to high-five him for doing the bare minimum. So he journeyed deep into the Valley of Consequences, a place no dinosaur had entered voluntarily. Then he discovered a terrifying predator. The Accountability-saurus. Nobody knows where she came from. Some scientists believe she evolved naturally. Others believe she was created when thousands of femidactyls collectively got tired. The Accountability-saurus was enormous. She had laser vision, 7 degrees, a retirement account, and healthy boundaries. The deadliest boundaries ever recorded. The Manasaurus Rex trembled. "What do you want?" he asked. The Accountability-saurus stared directly into his soul. Then she said, "Growth." The Manasaurus Rex screamed. Because growth was his greatest weakness. He tried running. She asked him to communicate. He lost speed. She asked him to be consistent. His left leg disappeared. She asked him to attend therapy. His entire tail exploded. Scientists later determined that the Manasaurus Rex was actually hunted. He simply could not survive exposure to accountability. Within weeks, the entire species became extinct. Their fossils were eventually discovered next to unfinished text messages, podcast microphones, and gym memberships that had never been used. Today, their remains can still be found throughout history, and if you listen closely, you can hear their final words echoing through time. I was gonna work on myself eventually. But, hence therefore, eventually never came. And that, children, is how the mighty Manasaurus Rex disappeared from the earth forever. Oops. And that's the story of the Manasaurus Rex and how he became extinct. And remember, this never happened because it's not real, baby. I'll catch you guys next time for my next story. Bye-bye.